We are just a few days away from a major strike of more than 90,000 freight rail workers. And even if you don't use a train to commute to work or for vacation, this strike, if it happens, will impact all of us. Why? According to the federal government, this strike could bring nearly 30% of our country's freight to a grinding halt. In case you didn't know, a lot of the stuff that we consume and buy and eat travels through train throughout our country. But if there's no one to work those trains or manage those tracks, guess what? Store shelves could go empty, factories won't get the parts they need, prices may start to go up, then the supply chain starts to break down again, not to mention the critical deliveries to wastewater treatment and utility plants won't show up. Let's just say it would be bad. And in anticipation of this strike, we're already starting to see freight carriers limiting their service, suspending some shipments, and parking trains. Even passenger carriers like Amtrak, which uses freight lines, has started to cancel some long-distance routes ahead of this potential strike. Amtrak has also started to warn its passengers to start preparing themselves to make other travel plans in the coming days. So why is this happening? Well, rail carriers and worker unions have been at odds for months over unpaid leave and how employees' schedules are created. Railroad workers are under a different labor law than most workers at normal businesses. So 2 months ago, to avoid a strike, then President Biden was able to step in and impose what's called a cooling off period, while the Presidential Emergency Board sort of researched what was going on and came up with a proposed settlement. Well, as of today, neither side has agreed to that settlement, which is less than the unions wanted, but more than the carriers wanted to pay. Congress could also step in here and do something to avoid a strike, but that's pretty unlikely with what's been going on with Congress lately. The deadline to avoid a railroad strike is 12:01 a.m. Eastern on September 16th.